and welcome back to the Webster's Red Door podcast. I'm Maggie Sanchez, and I'm the host of this little lovely podcast. Hi, Harper.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I'm so excited to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, can I ask you a few questions?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. So, as somebody who doesn't know a lot about surfacing, what exactly is surfacing?
So, Surfacing is Webster University's new play festival. It's a student run opportunity that gives students across all disciplines and majors to participate in the development of new plays. It's a really great opportunity to practice workshopping and collaborating with playwrights, actors, and directors. And at the end of the process, the plays are performed on stage in front of a live audience.
That's amazing. Yeah, creative writing majors. I know you guys take Taylor's class, so submit. Speaking of submissions, is there any like guidelines to the submissions? Like, is it a one act play? Is there like a specific length requirement or
Yeah, so we're looking for plays that are short, no longer than 15 pages, and the plays must be able to be performed with 4 actors or less. So it could be a play with 1 character, it could be a play with 10 characters. As long as the actors can be doubled up in a way that it can still be performed by 4 people. And we require these shorter plays because in previous years we found that the shorter plays tend to be easier for writers and directors to take risks and be able to really polish and fine tune the play. Because it can be really overwhelming trying to tackle workshopping a full length play
yeah.
in the amount of time that we have. So, shorter plays allow us to build those muscles in a more focused way. And we will select as many plays as we can fit into our allotted performance time so that we can give as many people the opportunity to participate as possible.
I like how you use the term like build that muscle.
Yeah.
Because so like speaking on like building muscles, how much control does the writer have over like directing the play?
Yeah, it really depends on how much the writer would like to be involved. So for surfacing, we do bring in a director who is separate from the writer because we find that it brings a fresh perspective to the work and they will collaborate with the playwright throughout the process. And we do it because it strengthens the play to have multiple perspectives and multiple points of view. And that relationship between the director and the writer is incredibly important in new works because by the end of the workshops, the goal is that the play is able to speak for itself without the writer in the room. So the production process of surfacing allows for more of the writer's voice to come through than in a typical play, but the writer can communicate with the director any changes throughout the process that they think need to be made.
That's amazing. I love that like collab feeling because like as a writer, I want as many eyes on something as humanly possible because if it's just you looking at a page, you're not going to know how it's performing. And then like if you are leaning on somebody, it's not their vision. It's a collab vision. So yes, I very
Right.
much appreciate that
And
outlook.
that's why we encourage that the submissions do not have to be perfect. And we really enjoy plays that can be transformed and having rewrites throughout the course of the workshops. So, even if you don't feel like it's your magnum opus, like please submit it because we love stuff that we can really get nitty gritty with and
Yes.
are so open to, changing them and seeing how they grow throughout the process.
Yeah, like sometimes the best work come from those imperfections.
Yes,
Because it's like
definitely.
if you don't have any wiggle room with like one thing, I don't think if somebody's like poking holes in it, I think it's not perfect.
Right.
so, so let it go. So how did you get involved with surfacing?
Yeah, I got involved in surfacing just by reaching out last year. I was just kind of like an assistant doing
Oh, with
whatever they
Luna?
needed help with. Yeah, with Luna Martin, who ran it
Oh.
last year. And now um, Avery Harrison is now also in charge of it, but Avery's abroad right now. So that's why I'm here. And, just I was looking for any way to get involved. And they just needed help running things and watching runs and giving notes to some of the directors about things to tweak and making posters and flyers and announcements about it. So really you can get involved in any way, which is super fun. Yeah, that's a really
Yeah, and
just I
you're
reached out and they said yes.
yeah,
So
and like you're not like a screenplay writer or any
no,
what's
no.
yeah, like what's your major again?
So my major is musical theater. So I'm mainly a performer. So I think when I first heard about surfacing, I was like, oh, maybe I'll like act in one of the pieces. And then as I got talking about it with Avery, Avery's like, no, there's like all these other things that you can do too. And so it's been really cool to get an opportunity on the other side of the table, producing and
Yeah.
directing pieces and doing things like this. It's like so fun. There's so many opportunities that are beyond just the writing, directing, or acting. There's so many other jobs that we need to be done too. So
Oh, for
really like we
sure.
encourage people to just like reach out and then, like get involved in whatever way. And if people have fun ideas for things that we can add and create, like that's what we're all about. And I'm also just really passionate about new works and new theater and new plays because I think, they're not a solidified piece yet. And I
Yeah.
and I love that because getting to originate a role or originate a production, really there's no blueprint to how to do it. It's a huge puzzle that you have to solve. And I think that's just so exciting and so fun to work on because you don't have to fit in the confines of what anyone else has ever done because it's never been done before. So
Yeah. No
just
shadow to live in.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It gives a lot of freedom, which can be a little bit daunting,
Mhm.
definitely, which is why we do keep, a shorter length so
Mhm.
it's not so intimidating. But yeah, new works, it's a big passion of mine for sure. So yeah, that's how I got involved.
Get inspired, guys. Get
Yeah.
involved.
Yes.
Submit your writing, creative writing majors and non-creative writing
Yes.
majors.
It's open to any majors. We have people from all different like biology majors,
Yeah.
theater majors, writing majors.
I was an international relations major before I was a creative
Yes.
writing major. So get involved,
And we
guys.
love it. We love it.
Exactly. So how long do you have to prepare for surfacing, like before the opening night?
Yeah,
Like,
before we open, we have a couple of months before the plays go up in April. So we aim to have monthly workshops up until then, but the script still can be changed up until the night before the play opens. Because it will be performed with scripts in the actor's hands.
oh,
So it does not need to be memorized. And we introduce directors into the mix in December or January. So there's a good opportunity for collaboration to begin as early in the process as possible. Then we send out a call for actors and cast the shows in February or early March. And we ask the directors to aim for about 5 hours of rehearsal over the span of a couple different sessions. And because the works are still very new, our final project is a staged reading. So the actors will have the scripts in hand and there's no expectation to be memorized, which also allows us the flexibility to make those last minute changes. So, again, the writers do have a lot of influence into those changes.
amazing. So, like, when and how do people get tickets and like stay up to date with surfacing?
Yeah, if people want to stay in touch, there is the Webster English Department Instagram. There'll be some
Mhm.
updates there. There's some flyers around campus. Definitely look out for them. But you can also follow Avery Harrison at avery._.harrison and me, Nat Harper, at that Nat Harper on Instagram for more information and updates. You can also email surfacing@webster.edu if you have any questions, or just contact me or Avery about anything that you have.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Harper, for being on the podcast.
Yes, thank you so much. And again, to submit plays, just email them to surfacing@webster.edu by November 15th and be on the lookout for calls for actors and directors and, of course, the actual production in April. We're super excited.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.